about some of my favorite books by my favorite author. They're not necessarily all my favorite books. One of them is. They are kind of apocalypse-like, something that we're kind of all experiencing right now during the quarantine. I just wanted to share those with you and let you know that you're about to head on a journey of Stephen King. The best journey there is. First one that I wanted to talk about with you and recommend to you is Stephen King's Tommyknockers. It's kind of apocalypse-like, not necessarily as much as the other two that we're going to talk about, but it is kind of freaky. It's about this woman who decides to go out for a walk one day, and she discovers something in the woods by her house. Starts digging it up. What it is a spaceship buried in the woods from a long time ago, and she starts kind of going a little weird. And this man who's been in love with her forever can kind of see that she's a little bit weird about it and decides to help her on this journey. As the story progresses, you find out that the spaceship has dead beings inside of it that are still alive spiritually and start taking over the people of the town. And this kind of eerie, scary feeling to it. The first time I read it, it scared me. And it was really freaky, especially when they finally dig up the entire ship and go on the ship. Kind of freaky. The entire theme of the book is kind of apocalyptic. People stop going places, they all start having this weird mind meld with each other, all of these townspeople. Pretty cool. Something was happening in Bobby Anderson's idyllic small town of Haven, Maine. Something that gave every man, woman, and child in town powers far beyond ordinary mortals. Something that turned the town into a death trap for all outsiders. Something that came from a metal object, buried for millennia, that Bobby accidentally stumbled across. It wasn't that Bobby and the other people of Haven had sold their souls to reap the rewards of the most deadly evil this side of hell. It was more like a diabolical takeover, an invasion of body, soul, and mind. And that's exactly what happens. She trips over something because she's not looking, like an idiot, and ends up becoming obsessed with it, and it turns out it's a freaking spaceship. Pretty cool. Next one that I wanted to talk about is Stephen King's Cell. This one is a little bit newer than Tommyknockers, or it was written after the Tommyknockers, so it's a little bit newer. This one is very apocalypse-like, and I mean really apocalypse-like. At one point there's like a pulse that's emitted through a satellite to everybody's cell phones, and it turns them into raging mad freaks. As the story kind of progresses, the freaks, I guess you could call them, evolve. Their thought process evolves. They all are connected, kind of similar to the Tommyknockers. People that have got roped in by accident to this alien-like takeover from whatever the pulse was that was emitted, and anybody that was using a cell phone or uses a cell phone was affected by it. There's explosions, there's people eating each other and attacking each other. Apocalypse type story. Not like I didn't need to talk today or anything. Oh my god, sorry. But yeah, essentially it's kind of this adventure that these people are going on, these people that were not affected by the pulse and figured out what the pulse was and how they kind of figure out how to destroy it or get through it. And there is an antagonist that causes a bunch of different problems with them. It's really creepy, really well written. It's shorter. I think it's only like 450 pages. But it's really, really well written. Easy read. Super easy read. It's easier than the Tommyknockers of a story to read. So if you're looking for something to read during quarantine that's kind of creepy, this one's your book. The last one is my personal favorite, The Stand by Stephen King. This is a huge book. 1,500 pages, or almost 1,500 pages, depending on obviously the size, because you can get a hard copy of this one that's a little bit bigger, maybe less pages, I have no idea. This one surrounds quite literally a virus that wipes out almost everybody. Anybody who did not get wiped out by the virus, they start traveling. One of the main characters in this story finds a collective group that are an immune group, and they end up becoming kind of like a community in themselves. The antagonist of the story is the root of all evil. He is evil. He's the epitome of evil. And he kind of decides that he's going to wipe out the rest of that little community that didn't get sick, and it's kind of like this spiritual and physical almost war between the two groups. It becomes this epic story that scared the crap out of me. The first 400 pages were creepy. Really, really creepy, and very similar to kind of what we're experiencing right now in quarantine. So if you really want a creepy one that's really a lot like what we are experiencing right now during quarantine, this is the one. You gotta read this one. When a man escapes from a biological testing facility, he sets in motion a deadly domino effect, spreading a mutated strain of the flu that will wipe out 99% of humanity within a few weeks. The survivors who remain are scared, bewildered, and in need of a leader. To emerge, Mother Abigail, and benevolent 108-year-old woman urges them to build a community in Boulder, Colorado. Randall Flagg, the antagonist, the nefarious dark man who delights in chaos and violence. It is awesome. I really recommend that you read this one. It's huge, but it is so worth it. For me, it was an easy read. A lot of people don't find Stephen King an easy read, but I really do think that it was an easy read. It's basically kind of like it's what we're going through right now, and it's definitely something that you should dive into. Even if you hate reading, this one would be a good one to listen to, like an audiobook. I definitely recommend it. It's my favorite book of all time, and I don't have favorites. As most of you probably don't know, I am an avid reader. I have a library of my own. It's filled with all kinds of books that range from horror to romance, all kinds of stuff. And if you guys didn't already figure out, this stuff is all fiction, which means that it's not real. So it is not a true story. This did not actually happen. But I mean, if you really want a creepy vibe, these are your books to go to. So really, really recommend it. Thanks for watching today. I really hope you enjoyed this video and that you check out these books because they are amazing. And let me know if you have any questions. Like, subscribe, let me know how I'm doing. Thanks. Bye.